Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Luke Reacts 20, and it is episode 4 of Who the Hell Is. And in today's video, we have Shane from Shane's Eurovision review.
Hey Luke, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
I'm very, very good, thank you. I'm very honored to be part of this mini series that you've got going on. I've followed some very esteemed guests, so it's a pleasure.
Yeah, some icons. But I honestly think you are like the shadiest YouTuber there is, so I had to have you on.
I take that in regards to because I know people like Laura and stuff call me Shady Shane, but like, am I really that shady in all seriousness? I think
You
people generally think that I'm quite nice on YouTube.
you eye roll.
Oh, right, okay, fine. I am.
Also, I like your little merch, your cup.
Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you.
It's sponsored.
Yeah.
But I remember we were speaking like near this time, so I just want to check. How was New Year? You spent in Vietnam, didn't you?
Oh, yes, I did. Thank you very much for asking. Okay. Yeah, no, Vietnam was amazing, thank you. I had no expectations. My best friend moved out there in September and I basically just booked a ticket and I told him just plan it. And he planned it. He likes Eurovision, so we managed to spend lots of time talking about Eurovision. And yeah, it's an amazing country. I know people keep saying this when they go to countries, the people are so lovely, but like genuinely, the people are so lovely. I recommend Vietnam to anyone. If you want to go to Southeast Asia, Vietnam is a good kind of starting place because it's very easy for tourists.
Nice. And they speak English, don't they? Or
Hmm. Um, yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
okay. Also, you're from the UK, but obviously you're not based there. But what part of the UK are you from?
I am from Devon,
Down south.
down south, yeah. So I am from a small town called Tiverton, which is not famous for anything. In fact, actually, you're too young, actually. But my village, the next village along, do you know a singer called Joss Stone?
Only from the Masked Singer, but yes.
Ah, okay. So she's from where I'm from, like literally 5 miles down the road. So other than that, there's nothing else I can really say other than there's fields and sheep.
Nice.
Yes,
Who doesn't love a sheep?
I
Uh,
do.
but you're based in Milan.
I am based in Milan. Yes, Milan, Italy.
Okay, how do you find it?
Huh. So I've been here for 3 years. It's a really functional city to live in. Like the transport system's great. We've got 3 airports, which means that I can travel pretty easily. Um, it's fine.
Um,
Yeah.
um, but when you're not working and like filming, what does a day in the life of Shane look like?
Uh, Gosh, how do I say this without seeming like sad? So right now, Eurovision season is literally or like intense. So as a result of that, like I don't want to be one of those people that say my job is really stressful and really tiring, but it is really stressful and really tiring. So my outlet at the moment is kind of doing YouTube. So if I'm not doing YouTube, what am I doing? Let's be honest. No, seriously, I think one of the downsides of being in Milan and specifically not speaking Italian is I think my social circles are quite small. So whilst I'm lucky that I do have friends, they just don't unfortunately seem to be located in and around Milan. So I can be a little bit lonely. So I've obviously got to do things to occupy myself. So I'm quite good at going away at the weekends. Like I know Milan isn't going to be a long-term thing. So as a result of that, I want to just make sure that I make the most of seeing the things I need to see. So definitely at the weekends, particularly before Eurovision started going crazy, every weekend I would go somewhere on the train and check it out. And yeah, Netflix, the boring stuff, Netflix, BBC iPlayer, Traitors. I've just wasted like 3 days of my life watching that. Obsessed, like literally, I'm still buzzing off of it. And I guess running, yeah, as in that makes me sound really healthy. I'm not, but like, yeah, I need to run because I think I do get stressed quite easily, and I find after a run, I think obviously biologically things happen, don't they, whereby I feel less stressed.
Valid. Um, but like on Netflix, what are you watching at the minute?
Hey, what did I just watch? Oh, that was that on Netflix? That was on Netflix. That thing. Oh gosh, what was it? She was in Coronation Street.
Keegan. Um,
Yes, that.
Fool Me Once.
Have you seen that?
Oh.
Oh, you need to watch it. It's very good. No,
It's
seriously, Luke, you need to watch it. I'm not one of these people that like force people to watch stuff, but I think it's definitely worth watching.
well, one of like my best friends, like who knows my mum very well, she was like, you because my mum's a bit like she's just like watch like in the house now a lot, so she's just like watching the most random shit.
Okay.
And she was like, okay, you two need to watch Fool Me Once because she was like, it's so you, Luke. I looked at the trailer. I was like, this is the most opposite to what I watch.
Okay. Okay. Well, I
Like,
mean,
I'm
okay. I
Emily
respect that.
Heartstopper, you know?
Oh yeah, of course, like Heartstopper. I've seen that like 3 times already.
I'm like, Never Have I Ever, which is really good. You know, I watch more like, this sounds really bad, like my age stuff.
No, that's not bad. Of course it's not. Hold on a minute, because I'm having a brain fart. Never have I ever. What's that again?
It's like, oh, I've not watched it for so long. It's like she's a teenager in like,
The Indian girl.
yeah,
Yes, I love it. I love it with John McEnroe doing the
yes.
awful commentary. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Very
Um,
good. And do you know the reason why I love that is because the first season got me through 4 days of lockdown in India. That's when I watched the first season. I was in lockdown in India.
nice.
Mhm. But it's
And,
over now. It's over, isn't it? They've completed it. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
and that was the worst thing because I like binged the last season in a day. And
Yeah,
like,
I do.
and then you realize, oh, this is it.
And,
Oh.
and you ruin it for yourself at the end of the day.
Well, what is your first memory of Eurovision?
Oh my days. My first memory of Eurovision.
Hmm.
That's a very, very good question. So my first memory of Eurovision is actually Katrina and the Waves winning. So yeah. So I when I was growing up, I had a very good growing up childhood. But now and again, like obviously my parents had me when they were quite young. So sometimes I would stay with my friend's mum who worked in a taxi rank. She was one of those like the people and the with that takes the calls. And so I was just sat in there on a Saturday evening with my mum's friend. Her name is Judith, and it was just on the TV, and like I just was absolutely obsessed. Like this little kind of like obviously flamboyant child just watching this show being like, love this. And I remember the next day, like begging my mum to buy the single. And so I just remember during that week, I'd come back from school. And this is when there was like a anyway, my mum bought me the single, and I just remember listening to it for like 5 months. The B side was a song called Spider-Man, which was awful, but like I had to play Spider-Man because that's because I had a tape. So I had to wait to the end, and then I could turn it over, and then it would have the two songs again. So that's my first memory.
Wow. And
Yeah.
obviously, Katrina performed at Luxembourg last night.
She did. She did. She did the UK proud.
The budget to have her and three other winners.
I mean, that show did go on last night. I appreciate the winners. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate the winners. But did you because you were in Liverpool last year? Did you see? I don't know where you went to on the Saturday night, but I went to one of the parties where Katrina was at, and she performed that song.
Oh, did she?
I'd never seen her live before, so I got to see her live last year, which was nice.
Nice. No, we went to my brother's house just because obviously, like, yes, it was in Liverpool, but like Eurovision's a family thing, and
Okay.
we had done a lot of, partying and clubbing, and it was just nice to have my friend round with my family, and
Ah,
yeah, it was good fun. My family were very drunk, but you know what? They got through it.
awesome.
But right, what's your favorite Eurovision entry of all time?
Frick. Do you know yours off the bat? Like if
Oh,
someone said to you now, you would know straight away.
no. Like, I've been saying Fuego in the previous videos, but I can
Okay.
tell you now, it's not. But, when you're on the spot, you're a bit like,
I know. Do you know what? It's really difficult, isn't it? Because like this, I mean, push come to the shove. If someone put a gun to my head and I had to say, I had to say one. Um, I would say the song that's probably had the biggest impact on me for the longest period of time. You're young. You're not going to know this song. Sorry. It's a song from Croatia. It's a song called Maria Magdalena by a singer called Doris. It was the same year as Charlotte Pirelli won, Take Me to Your Heavens. That must have been 2000. That song came third, but I just think that that song is iconic. And that's the song that, like, when I forget about it and it comes onto my playlist,
yeah.
I'm just like, yes. And then I listen to it like 6 or 7 times back to back.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah, sorry. I've said one you don't know.
it's fine.
So, yeah, sorry. That's what happens when you're 37 and old.
You're 37?
I am, yes.
You don't look it.
Oh, stop it. Thanks.
I'm being nice. Which I'm not really nice. You know what? Take a compliment.
Thank you.
Now, because obviously you are called Shady Shane, what do you think is the most overrated entry? Like a song that a lot of people love, but you just don't get.
Um, oh, I know one.
God.
Um, okay, this is an honest opinion, irrespective of the country or anything. But the song that people like across all genres seems to love, and I quietly just nod my head,
Hmm?
is Go A from Ukraine.
Same.
Is it? I never listened to that song. Like, I like the performance, but like, I didn't really like it before. I, During the night, I was like, yeah, this is all right. But like, that's got a legacy that's not going anywhere, and I'm just not part of that train.
Oh no.
No.
Nope. Because
Love Ukraine. Disclaimer. Just that's not. It's just a song that I don't. Yeah. I think different.
and that is okay. Not everyone's gonna like the same songs.
What did Laura say?
You're the first one to answer that.
Oh,
I
okay,
I spice things up. Like, yes, a lot of the questions are similar, but for different people, they have to be different.
okay, fine. All right,
You think Aaron Carr would ask the same questions?
that's very true, Luke. Very professional of you.
I take him very serious. Have you ever been to Eurovision before or a national final?
I've been to Eurovision twice. So I went last year and I went the year before in Turin.
Same.
And national finals, I've gone to two UK ones. Oh,
Ooh,
am I lying? Have I been to two UK? Definitely been to one. I thought I'd been to two. Definitely been to one.
okay. What year?
And 2017 when Lucy Jones won. It was in Hammersmith Apollo. I was there then. That was amazing. I met Lucy's dad in the toilet. Thank God I had the right answer because he was behind me in the queue. He was like, "Who was your favorite then?" And I was like, "Oh, Lucy Jones." He was like, "Oh, that's good because I'm her dad." I was like, "Oh, sweet." And then I did Melody Festivalen last year. They're the only. No, hold on a minute. No, no, I was in Serbia with Constructor when Constructor won.
Okay.
But I was in the press center because there was no studio because there was no audience because it was in this tiny studio. So I've been to three that I
What?
know. Yeah. What
Okay.
about you? What about you?
2018,
Yeah.
2022, and last year,
Okay.
and Melfest this year.
Okay.
Because we were meant to be going to Benidorm first final.
Hmm.
Then stuff happened. So then we were like, oh, there's no point trying to get tickets for it. And then we were like, oh, we'll just go Melfest instead because it's March and like more time.
And tickets are easier to get, to be fair.
Yeah,
There's still tickets now for the final.
yeah. Literally, me and my mum was shopping and we just decided, I was like, look, Benidorm Fest is in 2 days and it's going to be stressful. Obviously, I have to ask, what did you think of Liverpool as the host city?
Oh, one word, proud. That I cannot tell you. Like when I went to Liverpool, it just further confirmed how bad Turin was
Hmm.
in every aspect. So what I absolutely loved is number one how much like I entered Manchester Airport, and at Manchester Airport there was like loads of posters and stuff. I'm not even in Liverpool yet, so I'm already excited. And like in Turin you couldn't see a poster. I think there was a few things outside the train station and that was it. And what I absolutely loved is the whole of the city embraced Eurovision, whether they liked it or not. So obviously, when I went into shops and bars, people that have never watched Eurovision before will not watch the final. We'd be like, "Oh, you here for Eurovision? What do you think? Like, who's your favorite?" And like the whole city got it. The
Yeah,
whole city got it, and it just felt like a Disneyland for Eurovision fans. That city.
100%.
Yeah.
From my perspective, like who, I live 15 minutes on the train to Liverpool. And I'm in Liverpool obviously quite a bit. I think
Hmm.
me, I honestly don't think Liverpool is a safe city. I think
Hmm.
it obviously has its flaws, but for Eurovision, I felt like everyone put the differences to a side and just embraced like the music, queer people, like the community, like they just went for it, like, and I think that just shows like Eurovision does bring people together.
110%. Like even in the high streets, you had the speakers just playing Eurovision music all day.
Yes.
Like just honestly, city. I'm sure Malmo will be very similar. I've only got Liverpool and Turin as experience and also to compare with each other. But I mean, it really was interesting doing Liverpool to go back and think about Turin to realize how it was.
Mm.
For Eurovision fans, it was not catered for Eurovision fans, Turin.
No. And obviously Shane can't say it because he lives in Italy, but I can. It was shit. Moving on. So, what what made you want to start a reaction channel?
I had another channel about 6 or 7 years ago, and I did one season. It was the 2017 season. I think I had about 300 subscribers. And then
Nice.
I moved to India, and then I had one or two issues.
You lived in India?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, you are
Yeah.
cultural.
And then I had one or two issues with people finding the YouTube channel, so I deleted it at that time. And then, so when did this new one, I started, what was the year of Maneskin? That was the year I started,
One.
2021. So this channel is from 2021. Why did I start the channel in all seriousness? I mean, look, I'm not in any way, shape, or form arrogant or egotistical. I would not. Well, I hope I'm not. But like, if you want an honest answer, I think I remember wanting to do it because I was watching others, and I just thought to myself, I could do that. Like, I think I could do that as well. But I was wrong. Like, honestly, the amount of like the journey, like you're going to do this journey, Luke. It's just you need to work. It's really difficult. I can't explain it. But the way that I do things now, I'm pretty solid. I'm pretty set in stone in regards to editing, what like how I go about it. But that did take months and years to work out my groove. But I started it because I genuinely thought I could do that. And I did. And there are so many people that start YouTube and start it. This is the difficulty, and this is what I want to see you do, Luke, is you need to push through the first year because there are so many people that start it because we all want to do it. We all want to be able to talk about our love for Eurovision. We all want to be able to carry, like, how many of us have friends that know and get Eurovision? Not many of us. So
No.
the good thing about a YouTube channel is you're able to talk with people in the comments and engage with people who know and love Eurovision. So you can create your own kind of virtual friendship group, which is the added bonus to the whole thing. But you have to push through the first year.
Yes.
You have to push through the first year because so many people pick it up and stop because yeah, it's time consuming. Maybe, they're deflated if videos don't get loads of views and they compare themselves to others. Just all I can say, and I'm a hypocrite saying this, is only this last year that I can live what I'm about to say. Ignore every other channel. Do not look at other videos and see what views they get. Do not look at other videos and see how they're doing things. Just focus on you because it's the most healthiest way of doing it. This is what I do now. I'm going to be honest with you. The first year, the 2 years, I think the first year I did it, I think I had a script. I think I was so worried that I wouldn't know what to see. And I was looking at other people's comments and other videos and writing things down that I saw that I was like, that's good. I'm going to say that. But now I just turn on the camera and I just speak. I have the
Yeah.
confidence to do that. Yeah.
And but this is the thing, like not many people know, but like I have a memes account on
Dude,
TikTok.
that's very successful. It
Thank
is. It is successful.
And that started in lockdown 2020.
Conversation. So before you started your YouTube channel, me and you spoke about you said any advice, and I said to you, there YouTube is so inundated, but moreover, so inundated with people starting out. Like you are one of four people that I'm friendly with that are starting this year on YouTube. And so I said to you, you need to work out A, what your USP is, but B, I said to you, the best thing you could do, the best thing you can do is be honest, not shady, not go out of your way to be rude, but do not fall into the trap of overthinking what people want to hear. Because the 70% of people that will go to your videos won't subscribe to them, but they want to see what different people think. So as a result of that, give them what they want. Just be honest. Don't be rude. I don't think I've ever been rude, but I've definitely at the end of the day, it's predictable now. So those that subscribe to my channel, it's almost like they don't need to watch the video. If they know the 8 songs of a national final before, they'll know exactly who my top 3 is going to be. It's because at the end of the day, like I'm not going to be like, I tell the truth, I'm truthful, I don't lie. I'm truthful to my tastes. So as
Yeah.
a result of that, I'm not going to go to my channel and say, Gote for Norway is amazing. It's in my top 3. Because people can know that's BS because it's not in my music taste.
Mm.
Yeah.
And this is what I did want to bring up is obviously people don't know behind the scenes, but Shane and Noosh 101, I think, you two are the ones who gave me all advice and helped me a lot. Like I would send Shane videos, but like, how do you do this? How do you edit? But you helped me. So for that, I'm grateful, and I'm never grateful. So
You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome.
but right, this is a bit of a touchy, well, not touchy, but we're going to get into things. So, last year, you did get a bit of backlash for showing support for a certain country, which was Poland, with Blanka and her song Solo.
Yeah, I did.
You deal with it? Like, did you like were you overwhelmed by the reaction?
Yeah. So I mean, I like the thing. So the, the the strategy that I kind of approach at YouTube now on YouTube is if you're a YouTuber that just reacts to the winning song, then there are so many people that tune into your videos because they're from that country and they want to be reaffirmed that their song is good. So as a result of that, I didn't want to do that. So I do try and invest a lot of time of watching the national final songs and investing in the national final songs and then having my ranking. So if someone wants to come to my video about the winning song, they can't accuse me of not investing in their country or not investing in their songs because I'm massively invested. It's just the winner wasn't my favorite. So I have a bit more freedom and flexibility. So when I listen to all the songs, Blanka was my number one by a million miles, right?
Yeah.
It was bad timing. I still don't think I would have done anything differently. I was in India at the time when she won, and so I didn't see any of the hysteria around the fact that she performed it badly and the fact that the juries screwed over Jan and all of that stuff. So I reacted to her winning,
Yeah.
edited it, put it on my channel, and then went for a walk. And so I was not aware of any of the drama until I came back and suddenly out of nowhere, I think that's probably, I've got two videos that are my least performing in regards to likes and dislikes. I was on a kind of 62% like ratio, and normally I'm above 90. And I was like, what the hell is going on? I know it wasn't great live, but what the hell's going on? Anyway, managed to then do the research about it. And I was like, right, that's not ideal. But nonetheless, I said before the final, I wanted that song to win. I mean, I can't prove that there was fraud or anything like that. And moreover, there was more speculation than evidence. So I'm a kind of person, provide me the evidence to prove that, else innocent until proven guilty. And it wasn't me being ignorant. It
No.
wasn't me being deliberately ignorant. That's just how I felt about the whole thing. And so moving forward, I mean, at this point, I've already lost because bearing in mind, I was a huge Ochman fan. So
Oh, okay.
you've got the same analytics as I do. So I know exactly the percentage of nationalities who are my subscribers. So
Yes.
at this point, I had more Polish subscribers than Spanish subscribers. They were like around 30%. They're down now to about 8%. Not because they've come away in droves, but
Okay.
because other countries have gone up. But basically, like overnight, I'd lost like 50 to 100 subscribers. And I was like, okay, so I need to deal with that. But I can't go back. I can't change my mind now. So I was like, right, I'm just going to have to commit to this. I'm not going to go out of my way and defend Blanka, but I'm just going to stay true to what's on my channel. And then, unfortunately, it all came out that obviously, annoyingly, on her account, she had liked a post that was obviously somewhat, well, no, blatantly homophobic undertones against Jan. So again, I'm looking at this objectively, knowing that this person has over 300,000 subscribers. There is no way Blanka is in control of her social media. It can't be. It can't be. Someone has stupidly liked it. And that particular post was like an essay. And I can foresee a scenario where someone has just liked something. Because the first part is basically saying how great Blanka is and how sorry they felt that Blanka was getting all of this abuse. And it was
Yeah.
only till the end that they made a derogatory term against Jan. And actually, moreover, Blanka's team or Blanka apologized for the whole thing and said, you know, I like that's not okay. She did do that. And so adding to this, when I was at the Mailfest pre-party, I spoke to Jan and I said, oh, I really like Blanka. And he said Blanka Solo at that time was his favorite song. And this was after all of the
Yeah.
hysteria. So,
Yeah.
and I was just like, so basically then it got to the point that on the Eurovision Reddit, some person just went for me and basically said Shane supports homophobes, which is ironic because of his life, blah, 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 blah. And then it started a whole thread of people being, oh, I didn't know this. Oh, I didn't know he supported homophobia. And I was reading it because I'm not a member of it. And I was like, can these people just not think this through and just accept this one person that's gone to Reddit to tell everyone that I support homophobia? And then I met her at the Madrid pre-party, and I was able to somewhat speak to her off camera because the lady in charge of PR was very, very strict in regards to what questions could and couldn't be asked. And I got that. That wasn't a problem. But like, I didn't obviously want to ask about anything. I just wanted to ask a few questions just so I could get a gauge
Yeah.
of my personal assumptions. There was nothing that she said, and there was nothing about her interactions to suggest that she was homophobic or anything like that. And so it just testified to the fact that that's all BS. And so I was like, right, okay, so I'm just gonna have to stay with this now. That whole season was difficult. That last season was an education for me because I had the Polish black backlash.
Yes.
And all the other YouTubers were lukewarm to it, bar one or two. And in fact, without naming the person, someone has also said to me on a private chat, "Oh, FYI, I did like Solo the whole time. I was just too scared." And I was like, "Well, that's not helpful. Thanks for that." And but the other thing is, I was getting the Blanca Paloma backlash as well from Spain because I wasn't raving about that one either. So last season was a really hard season, particularly as I was still kind of comparing myself to other YouTubers, and I was seeing like every day their subscribers were increasing by 100, 200, and mine was subscribing by like five because I backed the wrong songs. I wasn't going mental and creaming over Spain. And equally, I peed off people because I seemed to keep on talking about how much I liked Blanca. But I promise you, I don't want to be like, it's made me a stronger person. But I mean, I've come through that. The best thing anyone could have ever done last year was in the comments say, I disagree with your opinion, I disagree with your taste, but I enjoy watching your videos. Those were the comments that kept me going. And in fact, those are the comments that have continued this year because they're like, again, I disagree with your taste, but I really enjoy watching your videos. If it wasn't for those comments, I probably would have stopped because I got into the vibe. It was like, okay, so basically reaction videos, you just have to say what people want to hear, and that's just crap.
Yes.
So that's a very long answer to your question.
No, I want this is the whole point of the series to allow, people to get to know you more and like understand from your point of view because I think, you're not gonna reply to every comment and be like, "Da-da-da, da-da-da," like there's no point giving them more ammo and Also, there's another thing on YouTube. I don't know if it's like amazing, but I think it's called Eurovision Tea. Um, how did you get involved with it?
So Eurovision Tea was it was Umma's idea. So I was on holiday. I'd done one season of Eurovision, and I think I was starting the second season. And oh yeah, I was in Trieste at the time. It was must have been during a holiday, and he messaged me, and we were voice noting, and he said, "I've got this idea." And I said, sure, I'm on board. And so he said, he's like, I've got Vin's on board, I've got Jordan on board. So I think we were the first four, is my understanding. And then I met Paco in the Madrid preview party, and I think we were talking about doing another one. I can't remember the Paco was basically the first season, it just died a death because it was all Amma. And as a result, I think we did 4 episodes and then he lost. No, that's not fair. He didn't lose interest. I think just generally he was very, very busy. So as a result, no one else kind of adopted it or took it on board. So it just died. So the next season comes along and Amma says, I really want this to work. I think this is a good idea. And I was like, yeah, no, that's fine. Like, I'll do it again this season. And he was just like, let's be ambitious. Let's broaden out our family and I remember spending days and weeks just pinpointing names. And we were both talking about whether we follow them, whether we feel that that person had the right energy. When I say right energy, like as in just foreseeing the different personalities and characters, would that person kind of fit in, sort of thing? And so I put forward Georgie. I followed Georgie's channel. It was very small at the time. And Paco was already on board. And then we got Laura on board, I think, just because she was a female. I think, in all honesty, like I know she obviously is very entertaining, but I think we were conscious that we didn't want it to be all men.
Yes.
Um, and then I think Amma just he took gambles. So he sent invite to Nush thinking Nush wouldn't want to be on board, and she messaged back straight away saying absolutely. Alan, I think him and Alan online were friends, and Alan said absolutely. Have I missed anyone? And Dan.
This is a fun question.
Okay.
If all of the Eurovision team members were on like a reality show such as Big Brother, who would win?
I would say probably Laura because she's more controversial and so she'll have more TV time. Fact. She would get edited better than any of us. So, I mean, yeah. Or I don't know. I don't know if Amma got the game and played it whereby he's showing off his biceps to the camera every second, that might get him some votes. But then yeah, probably those two. But probably Laura, because she's like a producer's dream.
100%. But as I've always said, I keep saying this phrase, we are in 2024.
Mm.
What are you thinking of like the season so far with our internal selected artists and all of them?
Um, I'm I'm happy with every single song that has been selected. Like, I'm going to be honest, I think Czechia is getting some unnecessary heat. I've seen Czechia at the bottom of so many different people's opinions, and I think that's down to what was, let's call it objectively, not a great live performance.
No,
But
not.
listening to the studio version and watching the musical video, that is way better than people are giving it credit for. So if that's like the lowest of people's kind of opinions at the moment, then that can only be a good thing. We know Albania is going to get revamped. It always does. So I'm not really speaking about Albania, to be honest, until I hear that. But
Bessa is very vocal. Have you seen Bessa? Like she's asking what the Euro fans want from the revamp. So, you know what? Like that gives me hope. And
well,
Albania always slays revamps. But obviously you're British. I know you're based in Milan, but you're British.
yes, I
What do you
am.
think of Olly Alexander representing the UK?
Look, at the end of the day, like, of course I'm excited. I'm excited more to the fact that actually, it carries on this trend of the rest of Europe and Australia looking at us being like, oh, the UK are taking it seriously. Like it's taken such a long journey and hard job to prove to everyone that we do care, that actually we are changing our perceptions of Eurovision. We are now understanding what we need to do well. Like at the end of the day, if we're not going to send someone like Ollie or send a song like Sam, we just know people aren't going to buy it now because
Exactly.
the music industry in the UK is so strong. We send so much strong music around the world. If our act or our songs do not live up to that, people, why would they pick up the phone? So I'm happy, but I'm just interested to see how gay it goes. Because Ollie has said like he's massively up for Eurovision because he sees it as the biggest gay festival in the world. And I was like, I don't know whether some conservative people in some conservative countries are going to lap up that statement or that kind of idea. It could alienate some, but at the end of the day, just in everything that like he stands for, like I wouldn't say that I'm a massive fan of Years, but of course I've listened to their music and I've got some of their songs. But as a person, when I see him in interviews and the things that he advocates for, like I'm totally in line with his views on pretty much everything. I'm very, very happy. And like, do you know what I'm happy about? Is that actually he really wants to do it. And he's actually really excited to do it. It's not about kind of like appeasing a record label or doing it to sell records. He's doing it because he's excited to do it.
Valid. Like, I had a theory on an artist who I was convinced was going to represent us. And then when I saw the rumors about Ollie, I was like, hmm. And then when it got announced, I was like, ah,
Who
yes.
was your theory?
I thought it was going to be Leanne from Little Mix.
Huh.
Because
Okay.
she's got a solo career now, and she was um very close with Mae Muller. She has a very similar team that does Eurovision, and then she's now obviously she's not even been on her own for a year, but she has been on all of the BBC shows, like obviously very BBC girl. And she performed on Sweden Idol in like I think September. And I was like,
Okay.
hmm. And there was just a few little things, and I just thought, oh, okay. And I know that Jade from Little Mix has said that she would write a song for Eurovision.
Okay.
I put the two together.
I wouldn't say that we're friends, but now and again we're still in touch. So I worked with Leanne's mum when I used to work in London.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
yeah. Lovely lady, Debbie is her name. I would have been surprised. And as you said, if she's friends with Mae Miller, I I still need to see the legacy of Eurovision for Mae Miller because I've seen like mixed stuff. Some stuff where she says it was an amazing experience, other stuff saying it was the worst thing she's ever done. So I don't know whether that whole experience was a good thing. So if she spoke to Leanne about her Eurovision experience, I don't know whether she would provide a glowing reference for it. But yeah, okay.
Hopefully Ollie will. This is the thing. Ollie. And no shade to May Muller because I love May, but Ollie has connections to big artists more than May. And if Ollie loved Eurovision, who knows who could go next year?
Very true. Very true. And also let's call it a fact. That song, I listen to it all the time, wrote a song, but that went to number 9 in the UK charts. That is not easy.
No, no, not
That is
like
not easy. And my mum said, but she did say that it was on UK radio stations. She heard it on UK radio stations. For a
yeah,
song from the UK, that's big.
yeah.
Yeah.
I went to, I think, one of my sister's house, and she just had the radio on, and I I wrote a song was on, and it was like what March, so obviously before Eurovision, and I went, oh, the Eurovision entry, and she was like, oh, she was like, I've heard it, but I didn't know it was the entry, and that just shows like they weren't like publicly being like, oh, this is the UK entry, they just had it on the radio.
I still say to this day that irrespective of the result, irrespective of a live performance, I'd always been craving for the UK to send a song that would happily slot into our top 10 in the UK charts.
One of my previous guests has asked a question, and I'd like to ask you that question.
Okay.
Which Eurovision artist's underwear would you like to have?
um oh my days. Did Laura answer straight away? Like some sort of underwear loving freak? She did, didn't she? Yeah, of course she did. Um, okay.
Like, I'd say, like, just to break the ice, I'd have Luca Hines.
Okay. Um, okay.
Give it back. Like,
Whilst I do not support the exchange of people's personal underwear, if they are clean,
right, this is a scenario. Say you're in the crowd and they've got like Miss Laura from Estonia, she has a new makeup brand or whatever.
yeah.
Let's say the artist was having an underwear, like a new underwear brand, and they
Hmm.
do 3 samples. Which one would that's
Okay. An artist who's starting up a line or is sponsoring a line and is throwing underwear,
yes.
Marco Mengoni.
Oh, yes. That's
Easy. I saw a video of him today on Twitter cheering on Sinner, who's just won the Australian Open. Yes, I would receive a box of their new brand of underwear.
okay. But now you need to ask my next guest a question.
I'm going to put them on the spot and it's going to be really awkward and you're going to have to really help them with the question. Who is their favorite ESC Eurovision team member? He's probably going to be like, I don't know any of them.
But right, Shane, thank you so much for joining me on this long episode.
Yeah, thank you very much for this genuine interview slash conversation.
Yeah, well, thank you, Shane. And where can the viewers find you on YouTube and Instagram?
Yes, so Shane's Eurovision review on YouTube and ESC_Shane on Instagram.
Perfect. Well, thank you, and make sure you tune in for my next video. Bye.
Bye for now.